I told you, Chelsea is a joke of a club. No offense to who they employed, but who's that guy, man? I mean, what is happening at Chelsea? Is that just like a factory for players, or is it like a football club with people and fans putting their hearts in it? Doesn't sound like so. I don't know what you say about happening at Chelsea, hiring. I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, in fact, the fact that Chelsea is hiring a manager that we've only heard about when Chelsea signed him is crazy, because I've never heard about him. It's after links with Chelsea popped up that I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
who is this?
yeah,
Yeah, and if a manager is not known and doesn't really have like a name in football, then even selling him to the players becomes a little bit difficult, because I'm pretty sure some Chelsea players have been googling to see who this guy is, and if I have to to Google to see who my manager is, it's very hard for me to give that type of respect. So
yeah.
I just, as you said, I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. I don't know if it's a player trafficking or money laundering or something of that sort, because this is just not how you run it.
I mean, if they want to win the Premier League, this guy, he's William Rosenior. He's English. I've never seen an English manager win the Premier League, and I've seen very many experienced English managers. I've seen Allardyce, I've seen Sean Dyke, I've seen Redknapp, I've seen very many English managers. They've never won the league. Well, Chelsea feel like Liam Rosenior is going to compete against City and Arsenal and the current Villa.
I don't even know if Rosinia has won anything to begin with, but uh,
Have to
the
Google
English,
that.
yeah. But talking about English managers, the FA have gone for a German coach to try win something with England national team. So
Yeah.
it's not just about English managers not winning the Premier League. Even England itself need a foreigner to try and win something. Like English managers have not won the Euro. They've been to the final like twice. They haven't won the World Cup in forever. And now they're trying to Tuchel to win something for them. And now Chelsea is here thinking that Rosinia is going to win something for the club. Is probably bound to fail. But again, let's talk about Chelsea's transfer model. You know, when they fired Tuchel, he had just won a Champions League.
Mhm.
He had mature players. He had Mendy. He had the likes of Koulibaly. He had Harvard, he had Mount, he had Jorginho, he had Kovacic, he had N'Golo Kante. Did I count Harvard? There was some mentality, there was some maturity in the team. And then they started replacing with players who do not have a winning caliber. And if you look at how Chelsea has been signing players, you're trying to win the league and you go to their factory, Brighton, to get that striker who has only scored 5 goals from open play.
Joao
You
Pedro.
want to win the league, Joao Pedro. You want to win the league, you go to Manchester United and get Garnacho, a guy who was benched in a European final. Chalobah, who was on loan at Crystal Palace in their team.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who are playing. We're going to go to the ones who are making big money without playing.
And there are some that were going out, like Tyreek George was going to Fulham, but somehow he's still playing.
He got integrated in the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're trying to win the league with a Fulham player, with a Crystal Palace level of player. It's not going to work. The likes of Malo Gusto, hot, cold, they blow hot and cold air all the time. So the way Chelsea has been going on the market, they went and got the guy from Borussia Dortmund. What's the name?
Gittens.
Gittens. You see, those are not top level players. Now, having done that, see the manager they have gone for. It's the same category. That manager lies in the same category of players they're buying. So from the players with the winning mentality they had when they won the Champions League, now they have mediocre players and they're going for a manager who is just relishing being in Chelsea, talking about, experiences, opportunity, and all that stuff. He don't know what's waiting for him ahead. But also, in terms of poor mentality of players they had, where is Mudryk? For him to be in a situation where he was, is lack of self-trust. They have Romeo Lavia, who has not played 90 minutes in 3 years, and he has a 7-year contract. They have Raheem Sterling making 300 a week.
300
a week and not playing. So it just looks like a hot mess from players with low mentality, players who are mid, and a manager who is unproven, just don't
and
know
they're
where
all
they're
on
heading.
10-year contracts.
They're all on 10-year contracts. It's even hard for a player to develop. Like, if you took Raheem Sterling at his age and gave him a 5-year contract, oh, that was retirement.
Yeah, that's done.
Because what is he hungry for? If you gave Lavia 7 years, that brother has 4 years remaining. He can see off the 4 years from a hospital bed. It just doesn't work like that. Now the manager has 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how they're moving about because talk about the dressing room. Like you saw how Rhys James behaved with the new coach McFarlane, the one that. But everybody knows that Enzo Maresca was taken out for not wanting to be a puppet. And so everybody knows, I'm sure Chelsea players live in this world. They also know that the person they're replacing, the bigger qualification over Maresca is not winning titles or winning the championship. The bigger qualification is he's a yes man. So how do you even get respect from the players? And everybody knows the reason you are brought in is because you're a yes man. Are Chelsea really looking to get any results anytime soon? Or it's just they don't care anymore now? I thought Chelsea were on the rise. Chelsea in November were talking about October, were talking about being in the title race. I mean, I feel bad for them, to be honest. In a good way, I guess. But I want Chelsea to compete. I want to beat Chelsea in a competitive mode. You know, I don't want Chelsea to start sinking down there. That's not cool. There was this thing about Chelsea, not even in England, even abroad, like what they did at the Club World Cup. That's always been Chelsea. When it looked like no English team is going to win the Champions League, bam, Chelsea beat Bayern in the final without their centre backs, and that's Chelsea culture. Chelsea recently the club work. So they have those elements in them and we like it as Chelsea. That's Chelsea. But Chelsea is dying, man. Chelsea is turning into something else.
It's turning into a Brighton. Because it's not just even about Maresca. Why did Tuchel leave? Tuchel left because he was not a yes man. Pochettino was there for 1 season. He got them from position 12 to position 6, and he left because he was not a yes man. Maresca has left because he's not a yes man. So those are 3 managers who have left because you cannot have a way, you cannot have your way in a manner that improves the results. Now, the guy who is coming, and they've gone for a guy without credit in the bank. Maresca did not have credit in the bank, but when he won the Club World Cup and it was some voice. It was some voice.
I've got Champions League.
Yeah. And qualified for the Champions League. It was some voice. But then they told him, no, look here, you won something, but that's not how it's going to go. You still have to lay low. Now, the new manager who is coming in is another one without credit, unknown, and of course, a yes man. And the team knows that. And then it's going to trickle down to the club, to the players, because the players know that what's most important here now is the profits. And we are on the, like, this is temporary also. Because I'm on a 7-year contract. Talking about 7-year contracts, Nicholas Jackson is on a 7-year contract.
Yeah.
On loan.
Yeah.
On loan. So they have this 7-year contract, and they know that they're on a transition, but a good transition because you have a 7-year contract, so you have a good exit package. So it's not going to be about sports anymore. It's going to be about, is the club making money? Are the players making money? And that's it. You're making good money. You're putting on a Chelsea jersey. The Chelsea trophy cabinet speaks for their history. They beat Bayern, as you said, but they also eliminated Barcelona in a semi-final. And they gave United a run for their money even in the 2008 Champions League final. And then they came back and also beat Guardiola in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
They are the ones who upset Ferguson's dominance. Ferguson would have gone for
Yep.
5 years. Would
Yep.
have won 5 or 6. But when he
Yep.
took 3, Chelsea took 2. Those 2 were his. And now we just have like a finer version of Brighton. That's what Chelsea are turning into, excuse me.
Pretty much. They're pretty much turning into like a bigger, like a, not really bigger, like a Brighton with a bigger name. But I don't know how beneficial that is for them, because I don't know if Chelsea can lose their fan base. Of course, they're trying to build their fan base. If at the end of the day, Chelsea is not like Arsenal, United, and Liverpool. Chelsea is the closest thing to those, but they're not like a big club. Like, they're a big club, yes, but they're not United, Liverpool, or Arsenal level in England.
Arsenal.
And they're not, at the moment, whatever is happening with change of ownership and everything, they're not working towards that. They're working way away from that. I don't know. I'd be shocked if Liam Rosenior beat we like, if he finishes above fifth. He's fifth, right? Chelsea are fifth.
Yeah, they are 5th.
I'd be very, very surprised if he finishes above fifth.
Yeah, that will be a surprise.
Yeah,
That will be indeed a surprise. If he finishes 5th and above,
yeah,
maybe, just maybe, if United continue going down and the way everybody is losing, because as you've seen, Chelsea draws, United draws. If Chelsea loses, United loses. If Chelsea fire a manager, United fire a manager. So they might go toe to toe and be in the same level, you know, until the end of the season, because the competition coming from behind is not really stiff.
yeah.
If you win one game in every 3 games right now, because the Premier League level, the Premier League this season is not good. I'm gonna be
But
frank with you,
Newcastle
it's
is
not good.
picking momentum.
Yeah, Newcastle is beginning to, but it's still looking like if you win one game in every 3 games, you stay in the top 6 conversation, because other teams are putting together a draw, an L. And if you put a win, a draw, and an L, you have 4, and that puts you 2 points above the next neighbor. But it remains to be seen, because I don't really see how they are going to respond. I just don't trust the personality that Chelsea have at their disposal, character-wise. I just don't trust them. I mean, I love Cole Palmer,
Yeah,
Reece James,
yeah,
Caicedo.
yeah.
I don't really love Caicedo, but I
You
appreciate
love the
him. He's a
player.
top player.
Yeah, yeah. You
I
have
love
to
the
love
player.
the player.
Yeah. Uh, uh, and
And
I think
Kukurea maybe.
that's yeah. I think that's the one I hate with Caicedo. You know, it's some bittersweet. I thought I hate him, but he has turned out to be beating me every time. So it's a love-hate relationship I have with him. But then apart from that, there's no there's no any uh like mentality in the team. There's no real hunger. There's no real fight. There's no like experience. And when we talk about the experience, it comes also from the manager and also from the board, because
Mm.
I know United also have American owners. I know Chelsea also, Arsenal have American owners too. But I think
Right.
to some extent, Arsenal's owners, at least they run a football club in the US.
Successful one.
United
We won the
owners,
Super Bowl.
yeah,
We won the NBA. Yeah.
yeah. United owners, to an extent, they run a football club in the US, but they've still been running down United. I don't really know the profile of Todd Bowley as much, because when this guy took over, he started storming into the dressing room, yelling at players, telling them how they were not delivering it, and making Pochettino look like a clown, because if the owner comes to the dressing room and talks down the players without the manager's invitation, then that speaks bad about the manager, because now the players start thinking that the main guy here is Todd Bowley.
Yeah.
And then Pochettino starts losing the voice. So that's when I started seeing like cracks in Chelsea.
Mm.
Pochettino will leave later, will finally leave. And then Bowley brings in this other guy. And then there was some ownership issues there, because Bowley is not the main guy right now, I think.
Yeah.
It's Boli and some. They're in a collaboration with the other folks. I'm forgetting their name. But then my whole point is Boli does not know how to run a football club. Then the people that Boli has brought to the team do not have a winning pedigree. Even Vivel that United got, and I don't really rate him highly, but if you look at some of Chelsea's good players, save for Mudrik, Vivel brought them. And then they went and took everybody from Brighton. I don't know, sporting director, recruitment team, and all that stuff, people who are just good at making money. And now that has washed down everything football about Chelsea.
Yes.
It's purely a money-making factory.
Yeah.
Buying and selling. And I don't know how Chelsea fans are going to go about this. United fans took the streets.
Yeah.
Now, for Chelsea fans, if the results improve, good for them. But my question is, if Rosenior does not work out, what's the way forward? Is Chelsea finally going to go for a big name? Chelsea is more like, or maybe United is borrowing from Chelsea. They don't do strong coaches or managers the way Arteta is at Arsenal, the way Klopp was at Liverpool, the way Guardiola is. They don't do that. The authority remains at the top. But then the problem with that is if authority remains at the top and the top does not have football management skills on how to run a club and win stuff, because the folks at Chelsea have not won at all. So my question is, if things don't go well for Chelsea with Rosenior, how do they respond? Are they going to fire Rosenior and go for a Frank Lampard or somebody of that caliber? And if they do that, how do Chelsea fans respond? Because if they fire Rosenior, Chelsea fans are going to want a big name, an established name, not necessarily Ancelotti, but that caliber, not necessarily Klopp, but that caliber.
Yeah.
But we've seen that those people cannot survive in Chelsea. And then the most likely thing is that they will go for another unproven manager. And where does that leave Chelsea then? Because it looks like it's going to go down and down from here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But everybody saw this the minute Abramovich sold the club. There was some little flares of success, but everybody knew Chelsea was done. And at the rate at which it is going, the way you just explained it, because Brighton have been the most profitable club since they joined the Premier League. And that's what Chelsea wants. They're not envying the most successful Man City. No, these ones are the most profitable. We want to copy this model. And they took this huge club. He should have done that maybe at, I guess, Sunderland or something. But I guess he's using the Chelsea badge to wash because now it's a duplicated Brighton, just a darker shade of blue.
Yeah, that's it. And the only thing is that when you're selling a club, from what I've learned about Manchester United, if you sell a club, you need to look at the profile of the person buying the club. Because if the person buying the club is purely an economist, is a person who does not have the passion of winning. And first of all, you don't even know if he's a fan of the sport. Because if you're a fan of the sport, then you know some things that you're not supposed to do. If you followed the sport, lived the sport, watched the sport, you don't storm into a dressing room. For him to do that, he's not a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
Now, he is the owner. The owner can do what they want with the club.
Yeah.
I bought this club to make money. Now, I all can complain, but it's my club. I will sell it when I want to. So it's not going to look good until I think Chelsea can wish that the leadership thing is resolved. So that because Chelsea fans have realized they don't really have a problem with the Boli as such. They think that things started going south when the other team came in.
Yeah.
So unless they leave it entirely to Boli and also hope that Boli grows to love the game and understand the game. Otherwise, they might have to push him out, and which they have to find an excuse. I mean, they said Russia invaded, where was it? Russia invaded Ukraine. So they said, so they said Abramovich should leave. Maybe America invaded Venezuela, so they should say Todd Boli should leave. That might be maybe their own excuse to push him out, because they have to push that guy out. Otherwise,
you use the same to push the
I wish
Glazers
them
out.
well, but also, Or we should use that one to tell Glazers you also should leave the club because America has invaded Venezuela, who are innocent. So we don't want you to own the club. You must sell it.
But I think the
Because
British Parliament is very hypocritical, because I was listening to them today and they were talking about how Trump cannot do this and how he cannot invade. There is things like sovereignty. We're not defending Maduro, but sovereignty, this is the same thing as Iraq. Okay. Why don't you do the same thing you did with Russia then? Right? If you're really genuine, you don't own America, but you control England and you can be in control of the Premier League because this is your land. Why can't you kick the Americans out if you're really being genuine? So, yeah, the British Parliament is just also hypocritical, in my opinion. They should just they should either do it, which will be very good for the sport, in my opinion. I know I'll suffer because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I think the American money in English football is spoiling it, in my opinion. But that's a story for another
yeah,
day.
it is. The intention has gone away. Yeah, no, it is. It is. The desire to win has gone away. How the fan, like the feeling of the fan is not there anymore. The owners of the club do not like prioritize entertaining fans. It's all about making money. I'm gonna make the environment good. I'm gonna make the stadium beautiful. I'm gonna upgrade the stadium, grade the
Build a
shops, the
mall, in
entertainment
short.
system, make it so good. Yeah, but when it comes to results, you can wish for miracles, man. You can
But
really wish for
that's
miracles.
the wrong side of American investors, because you see American football, the owners, they are fans of the team, not even the sport. They are fans of the team. I'm not sure how they reach about people selling clubs, but the owners are fans. Even basketball, the owners are fans. You look at Mavericks, you look at Cowboys, you look at Indiana Colts, you look at San Francisco Niners. The owners are usually there because they are fans. I don't know what's happening with. But even us, you see, Josh Kroenke, he's always there at the stadium most of the time, and sometimes even in the media with the Teta, not talking with the media, but he'll show his face and he'll show he's part of the club, with the culture and like holiday photos and stuff like that. So I think we really need that, because things that drive the game are not money. Money is good. It brings that out in you, but if money is the only thing other than passion, then I fear we'll lose our game.
Yeah, you kill the sport. You kill the
Yeah.
sport because they are redefining winning. I think
Yeah.
because the thing about American investors in soccer is also the fact that sometimes losing in a sport in the US is not really that painful for some reason. You don't win MLS and it doesn't break your heart. You don't win the Super Bowl, it doesn't break your heart. They don't know. In the Premier League is different. In the Premier League is different. You are not in the Premier League, although you're not going to win the league, but losing a game breaks your heart. Even when you are out of the title race, just losing a game breaks your heart. And that's something they don't really understand. I don't really think that Bowley understands this about Chelsea. The same with the Glazers. I don't really think these people understand it. It's just we minted our money, the stadium was full, we paid the players, we paid the workers, and next weekend is another match day. But it is
I
what
don't
it
know.
is.
Yeah, I feel bad, but anyway, we'll see what happens in Chelsea. They always have a way to bounce back, but I don't know. Let me see what their next games are, because this is very funny. I have to see
Yeah.
where
But
if
you
he
see, with them, as
wins.
you said, you have to give them
You have to give them up.
yeah, I was saying with them, you have to give them a benefit of doubt because in their run to their Champions League finals, except the 2008 one with United, they have made to Champions League finals uh, like they have beaten doubters. Nobody saw them getting in those finals. Overcoming Barcelona, everybody had written them off. Beating Man City, nobody saw that. Winning the Club World Cup, yeah, they had a good side of
Run.
yeah, they had a good run, good fixtures, but then they did not just beat PSG by 1-0. Over the weekend, I don't do gambling. I'll have put my money. I will have put maybe $1,000 City. But good thing is I don't gamble. They picked a draw. You know, they still have it in their DNA to spring surprises here and there. That's why I'm still thinking that depending on how the league unfolds, there's a chance they finish top six, but I won't be surprised if they finish in the eighth position or so. But at the same time, they can still finish in top six because they just do Chelsea things sometimes, and then they know how to hang in
Do you
there.
know? Do you know their next home game? Arsenal.
No.
Yeah, that's their next home game because they have Chelsea have Fulham this week, and then they have Charlton on the weekend. Those are both away games. Then they have Arsenal on the league. No, EFL.
Wait, but
EFL.
what?
Arsenal EFL. EFL.
Yeah,
Not the
because
league. Yeah, but that's their next
because I
home
thought the
fixture.
draw was in there.
Yeah, the next home fixture is Arsenal in EFL. Yeah.
So that's when they are trying. That's when they
The
welcome
fans meet
Rosenior
the
to
manager.
Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, that's when the fans meet Rosenior. Yeah, against our team B. We'll
Well,
put Madueke the last one.
yeah, that
It's
will be
a
a Madueke game because I know the Chelsea will turn up to boo Madueke, and I'm pretty sure he wants to respond. He wants to respond. So let's see how it goes because I don't really think they stop Arsenal from seeing the final. But also, I'm curious. I want to see who is this Rosinia. I'm curious because I have doubts and I want to see how he responds. I mean, is he gonna prove me wrong? I don't know. I really have doubts. It's up to him.
yeah,
But I know
this
Arsenal cook
guy.
him.
Huh? Say Arsenal.
Arsenal cook him. Arsenal will cook him. I can
Mhm.
bet on that. But he's not coaching. He's not coaching. Tomorrow they still have the caretaker. So his first game is the Cardiff game. Now that one he will win. Yeah, he will win Cardiff because those are some of the clubs that you win unless there's a bigger upset like Grimsby United. But Cardiff are the clubs that you can go ahead and beat even with an interim manager. But then at the Chelsea, the Arsenal game, surprises exist, but my money is on Arsenal.
Strasbourg, position 7 in League out of any European position. We'll see. I'm curious.
In the second, you know, they qualified for Champions League, but
Yeah.
right now they are at position 7 in the second half of the season. Man, this guy would have been a good interim manager.
Yeah, till the end of the season. Yeah.
Would have been a good interim
7
manager
years.
as they wait, but I just don't think he has that profile. Number 7 at Strasbourg. You don't walk into Chelsea. United went for number 1 in Portuguese league, number 1 twice consecutively, and the league proved to be something different. Now
I
these
think the
guys are
person that's
banking on the
pouring
fact that this Rosinia understands English football, but to what extent is Hull City understanding English football? Is Derby County understanding English football? It doesn't add up to me. No,
yeah,
I'm
he's not
scared
even
for
like a
Chelsea
Premier League
fans.
great. Yeah, I've never even heard about him in the Premier League, leave alone. If it was like Phil Jagielka or was Rory Dilab or someone we had before, you know, I never had this guy in Premier League even. He played in the Championship most of his life. Anyway, we'll see how Chelsea goes. Tomorrow we have 8 games and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping for my opponents to drop points as I stroll into Liverpool on Thursday, but I'll catch you tomorrow.